10 ways that you can become easily infected with amoebas where the water is bad. And we're talking about specifically the Amoeba Histolytica, which is prevalent here all along the Salinas Santa Elena Peninsula, told to us by a medical doctor. She says it's prevalent here all along the whole peninsula. She was embarrassed. She didn't want to tell us that. Okay. Number one, since the water is bad, one of the main, very first ways is walking into your kitchen and not realizing that you're going to have your cup of coffee out of a cup that has a little bit of water in it. There's water in the bottom of this cup. It's not quite dry yet. Or you're going to have your milk or juice drink out of a cup that has water in it. So you think you can just do this and that's okay? I don't think so. There's still water in the bottom of this cup. So just one amoeba will start multiplying more amoebas in your system, especially if you're not doing anything to have good flora. Now, when we lived in Cuenca, we were doing a lot of things for our flora. We were making sauerkraut. We were making yogurt out of raw milk. So we had very good flora, and we probably still had the E. histolytica, but we didn't have any symptoms. See, that's the difference between asymptomatic and symptomatic. What happened with us, we moved to Salinas, and we didn't realize that we couldn't even have a drop of water. We weren't looking at all of our utensils. Like over here, if we just did dishes and you grab a spoon, it's got a little bit of water on it or something. It could have amoebas. Amoebas can live outside of moisture and on spoons and stuff like that indefinitely, as long as the spoon is wet. So there's so many ways that you can get these. And what happened was we stopped doing the fermented foods. We stopped doing the sauerkraut. We stopped having yogurt. And so our flora got overwhelmed with the bad bugs more than the good bugs. And that's what happened to us. And that's why several people in the family were having symptoms. They were having the cramping and all of that. And so that's why we're making these videos. Number two, you cut your raw veggies for dinner on a slightly wet cutting board. Okay, so you just washed your cutting board prior. Here's the cutting board, but there's a little bit of water on it. It's damp. Now the worst cutting boards for this kind of living environment with a sink that doesn't have a filter would be a wooden cutting board. What happens is the moisture, if there's amoebas, they're microscopic, they're so tiny, they will go into your cutting board, and next time you use it, as long as there's moisture in there, there's going to be amoebas, and they can live outside of moisture for a little bit of time. So that's number two. You cut your veggies for dinner on a slightly wet cutting board. All right, number three. The other way is not in the kitchen. E. histolytica lives in chlorinated water. So you have a spray bottle with bleach in it for cleaning the counters off with when you get done doing the dishes and all that, just to clean the counters. That's not going to kill amoebas. The amoebas live in swimming pools. I mean, you could sit here and put a non-concentrated bleach all over your counters. That would probably kill them because it's full strength. It said highly chlorinated, not a little bit, highly chlorinated swimming pools. Number 4, you drain your freshly boiled veggies in a colander that was wet with tap water. You didn't realize it. Now you can kill E. histolytica through cooking. You can boil all your food to death for 3 to 5 minutes. I prefer 5 minutes just to be on the safe side. So you come over here and you grab your colander, right? Here's your colander. Well, inside my colander right now I have water. Little bit of water. Now in that little droplet of water that's on the sides could have amoebas. It's pretty scary stuff. You got to be really careful. Number 5, you use an eating utensil out of the dish drain for eating, and if it was still damp, you can be putting amoebas in your food. All it takes, remember, is one amoeba. That's it. That's all it takes. You know, we've often wondered, can you just take a towel and wipe the amoebas off? Like, can I take a towel and wipe the water out of here and then there's going to be no amoebas? Well, we Googled this and we can't find any information. We don't know. Okay. Number 6. This is going to be an amazing one. Besides that they live in chlorinated swimming pools, you leave your plate sitting open where there's flies. If a fly lands on your food, how he leaves the amoeba is he just flew on some poop that had it, and then he gets onto your food. Restaurants are famous for leaving foods out in the open. Flies carry so many things. If you ever looked at a fly really up close, you'll see that they have hairy legs, and on those hairy legs any kind of bacteria and parasites from dirty things that they land on get on their legs, and then they transport that onto your food. Okay, the other way is you didn't cook or boil or bake your food long enough. You can't just quickly saute your vegetables so they're like snappy, you know, instead of being mushy, like half raw, because that doesn't kill the amoebas. They have to be thoroughly cooked out. It's like some of the food poisonings. What's that one that's on eggs? They have to be fully cooked vegetables or meat or whatever it is that you're cooking. You need to boil it thoroughly, bake it thoroughly, or fry it thoroughly. That's why you notice here in these countries their food is usually in the restaurants that are the typical Ecuadorian almuerzos. It's a piece of meat, rice, and minestra, which is like lentils or some beans or something like that. This is a typical Ecuadorian food. And then on the side you'll get a salad usually, and it's cucumbers, because you can peel them. It's carrots because you can peel them. And it's onions because you can peel them. All the fruits and veggies for the salad, if you're lucky enough to get a salad, and it will be foods that you can peel. Okay, so you think you can just like peel your fruit and you're going to be good to go. So you touch your food after you peel it, your fruit. You touch the food with your hands. Your hands are dirty because you touch the outside of the fruit. Who knows what's been going on that fruit while it was sitting in the truck, while it was on the ground, in between going from a truck to another truck? Who touched it? What was on their hands? You know, so you have to be really careful yourself here, because it can live without moisture. It needs moisture to survive for long periods, but it can live short periods outside of moisture places, and that would be on the outside of your fruits and stuff like that. The next way is washing and rinsing any of your foods using the tap water, and then thinking that the rinse is going to clean it. We've already talked about that one. And number 10, brushing your teeth with the tap water, making coffee with the tap water, and accidentally getting some in your mouth while you're taking a shower with the tap water. Living in endemic areas like this, the best thing that you can do is have a filter for your faucet. Make sure that it says amoeba cysts, that it kills those. Now we know that Brita and Per do that. Some of them don't, so be careful. So we have to be really, really, really careful about everything that we do, everything that we eat, and all the food that we prepare. We are super, super careful now because we do not want to get this again. And we're not even sure if we are rid of it yet. It could be that we're just not having symptoms again. See, here's the thing. Taking the medicine they prescribe for the amoebas only kill the trapezoids. And the trapezoids are the ones that are formed from the cysts. And they're mobile. They move outside of the, what they call luminal area, which is the intestine. And they move to other parts of the colon and just move around. They can just go to the liver. They travel. And so that's what the medication's for. Here in these places, that's how they treat. They don't treat getting rid of the eggs. So the best thing that we can do, we think, so far, is doing something that's natural, that's helping us eliminate them naturally through the bowels in the mornings, and just through elimination throughout the day. And then that's how you get rid of the eggs. There's not really a medicine to get rid of the eggs. That's why it's so endemic in these areas with bad water, because people keep just over and over and over get reinfected. And it can stay dormant in your system, these amoebas, without symptoms for years. 2 years, it said. That's why they say only 10 to 20% of people are symptomatic, while the other 90% don't show any symptoms at all, because they just don't, it's just how it is. But just because they don't show symptoms this year or this month doesn't mean they won't next year or next month. So that's how it works. These little buggers just come out whenever they feel like it. You're going to have less symptoms for those people who have good flora, eat a good diet, and have regular bowel movements. All right, well, thanks for listening and have a good day.